that's the other thing, is these are the original, you know, the headliner's perfect. The all the sun visors are nice. The factory mirrors nice. The factory seat belts are all here. They're tucked up in for the harnesses. The rear seat's like perfect. The front seat doesn't have a rip or a tear in it. Everything works. The only thing that, and I don't know if it's just a fuse, but the radio, it's an AM FM radio, which is pretty wild for '69. It's got the rosewood steering wheel. The horn works good. All the lights work. You can see it's got the factory dash, which has the 5,700 RPM tachometer and all the gauges from the factory, which is the L78 package with the clock in the center. It's 95,719 miles currently. All the lights, the brights and the dims work. On the glove box, you can see that it's all original. Let's see. I think these mats are probably, you know, was in the car when they bought it. They added the dome light.
The windows are probably going to get a lot of wind noise. I just realized that.
This is a 1969 L78, 396, 375 horse, 4-bolt main, has the steel crank, the pink rods. It has the 840 Copo heads, the factory winner's intake. It has the 400 turbo. It has the 12-bolt with a 373 posi. I've checked all the numbers to make sure they're all correct. On the 1969 Chevelle, they had the VIN number, complete VIN number stamped on the side of the transmission where the shifter linkage is, so you can see that it's an original transmission. And I also have the build sheets that were underneath the seats when I bought the car. There was one in the back, underneath the back seat, and one underneath the front seat. When I got it, we put a new fuel tank in it. We rebuilt the carburetor, changed all the fluids, went through just to make sure that it was, you know, drivable and didn't have any issues. The brakes, you know, went through all the brakes and everything to make sure that it was all good.
How long have you had the car?
I've had this car almost 5 years now. I bought it from a collector that the guy worked for Anheuser-Busch for 30 years, and this was one of the cars he had collected. His hobby was finding really rare vehicles, and that's what he did over 30 years. His brother-in-law told me that story because he got sick, and that was one of the reasons why they got rid of the car.
And what's really rare about this car?
This is a bench seat column shift. It's this car was built in Atlanta, Georgia, came out of Atlanta, Georgia. All the original body panels are GM body panels. This car has not been restored. This is one of those patina cars, and I've left everything, you know, to be original. You know, some guys might want to do a frame off on it to make the frame look like shiny and new, but I didn't do anything. There's no rust proofing underneath the car, so it's not, you're not hiding any rust. The floor pans are beautiful. The frame's beautiful. There's no flaking or peeling underneath this car. It's a 95,000 original mile undercarriage on this car. And so it's going to have little oil leaks and seepage, and it's going to have, you know, what a 95,000 mile car that's 53 years old would have underneath. It hasn't been frame off restoration, so there's nothing hidden, and you can see this dash in this car is all original. The knobs, everything's original.
What's the engine again?
It's a 396 375 horse 4-bolt main, steel crank, factory original L78 Chevelle. Based on everything that I've looked up and found, that is what we have.
Beautiful car, man. Thanks for the ride.
You bet.